Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So we all know how working takes a large chunk of the time that we have in this life. We have no choice in this, life of ours, in this reality. This realm basically was created for us to be enslaved. Not even just in the physical world, but also the mental. But I'm going to focus today on the physical. When it comes to living, all of us have to work to survive. Most of us, I should say, not all of us, but most of us here have to do some sort of job to receive payment, the paper, Otherwise, you can't feed yourself, you can't clothe yourself, you can't live in a decent place. And I know that even with the jobs that are out there, the jobs that exist today, it's still not enough money for most people. It's not enough money based on the cost of living, based on the cost of food, shelter, everything, electricity, healthcare, dental care. Everything has a cost to it. It's just, there's no way of escaping it. Now, I've done a bunch of jobs in my lifetime, different types of jobs. I've done security, I've done online jobs, I've taught English online, I've taught English in person, I've done a paper route when I was younger, I've done stocking shelves at a grocery store, I've worked for a construction company. I didn't do construction, but I was helping with, organize the materials and whatnot. So I've done different types of jobs. I haven't done every type of job or every single job, obviously, but I've realized that there really are some jobs that are required in this world, in this life, that keep things functioning. Think about this, and I remember this very vividly. Like 23 years ago, we had a garbage strike in the city of Toronto. It lasted about 2 weeks. Now, it really gives you an idea of how much shit we throw away when you realize that no one is coming by to pick it up, okay? And every single day it would get worse and worse and worse, and it would accumulate. I think it took about 4 or 5 days for it to get really bad, but it got bad fast. The smell was terrible. Any of you that lived in Toronto back in 2002 in the summer, I think it was like June, summer or July, I can't remember. It was awful. And you really gain an appreciation for the people who do that job, the garbage men, and how needed it is to keep things clean in this place, on the physical level. If we didn't have garbage men, think about how much pests and rodents and things like that would come out. And they did, and they really did. I think how they managed it was they used like parks and places to sort of store it, which is only really a temporary solution. Where they go with all the other garbage on a regular day, they go to landfills, they burn it. It's still accumulating, even if it's out of sight, out of mind. So I want to talk about the jobs that are very important in this place. And without them, we would be screwed. We really would be. Like garbage men, like doctors. Sure, I have my opinions about certain doctors and the medical establishment, but when it comes to saving lives immediately, like for someone having a heart attack, you need the paramedics, the first responders. They're very important. Just imagine if they went on strike. How much damage would be done? How much suffering, more suffering would happen? How many people would lose their lives? You could say the same for so many key jobs, key areas of industry in this world that we need. You need those people. You need those people to help us. Cops. What happens if there was a police strike? How much looting and crime would just go through the roof? This is nothing what we see on the surface. You're basically seeing what the cops aren't able to get to handle in this place. You imagine if they had a strike, how much crap would happen. It's not even just that. How about the people who take care of the roads, take care of all the maintenance of the city, maintenance of the sewage system, maintenance of the hydroelectric system, all the very essential things that we need. You can't even calculate the horrors that would come if they were to all go and decide that they don't want to work, they want to go on strike and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I think that people should be paid a decent wage on these jobs. And I'm sure in many places they do. Some places they don't. For example, here in Rio de Janeiro, the police, they get paid, what is it, about on average, the minimum wage or just over minimum wage, which is like 4,000 reais, which is approximately like $400 a month. Now, it may seem like a lot, 4,000 reais, but it's not. And in comparison to how much shit that they have to deal with here, the crime rates in this country, it's unbelievable. And I remember that they started having, their salary was behind, and they were getting really pissed off. Imagine you have to go out and fight these criminals, which is on an all-time high in comparison to most places in this world, and you're not even being paid on time. Just thinking about if people decided they don't want to work, and it would be bad. So I think there is a necessary place for work. I know that I speak for myself, and no one really wants to be doing work. You'd rather be doing something else. But unfortunately, this system keeps us in this mind frame. Like, I've learned to sort of do my own thing and work on my own, which is good. Not everybody can do that. But obviously, you want to enjoy it the maximum amount of time that you can. And unfortunately, we can't in this system, in this wage slave system. But I do recognize that many, many jobs are needed. We need people to clean up the messes, the janitors, clean the bathrooms, clear the garbage, like I mentioned. It's uncalculable how many of these jobs are required. And if people all of a sudden didn't want it, I don't know where that would leave us. There would be chaos, absolute chaos. It keeps things in order in this place, a lot of these jobs. Electricians, plumbers. What if we had people stop wanting to do these jobs? Who would do it? Would you do this job? And I'm not trying to be preachy here, but and I've seen a lot of videos saying, no one wants to work, quiet quitting. Okay, I can see that, where it's a job that isn't really contributing to much, like a cashier. Okay, they have the automatic checkouts. Let's be honest, we don't really need cashiers. I don't want the job to go away because I know there are still people who are willing to do the job and need the money. But that's a whole other thing about automation, which is a good point, because I've also heard the argument where, all these jobs will be automated. Every single job will have robots and whatever, AI running it. We're not at that point yet. We're not at that point where things can be automatic. Everything is going to be taken care of without the power of, without the human hand. That's impossible right now. It's not impossible in the future, but I mean, as of now, it's not looking like it's going to come anytime soon. Industrial jobs, like we're in the factories where it's all automated, it's already half automated anyways, where they build parts and things like that, packaging stuff, a lot of that is starting to become automated. But I don't see garbage removal yet automated. That's still a long way. Doctors, dentists, what else that I mentioned here? People that are going to go, something that will go in and clean up a shit-riddled bathroom in like a public like a mall or something like that. Those, we are still a long way from that. So I don't know why people seem to think that all our problems will be fixed by technology. We're still a long way from that, where every single thing can be automated and will not have to be done using, a human will not have to sweat to do these jobs. But I think it is possible. I mean, look at the technology that we have today. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the point that I'm trying to make is a lot of people want to shit on the people that do these jobs. And I think that they are undervalued in many cases, not every case. And they need to be recognized for the contributions that they make. And I think without those people who do all of these types of jobs, what about the people who go and repair a leaky oil pipe out in the middle of the ocean of a leaking rig or something? I remember they only had a few people that were able to man the sub or the machine to be able to fix that. The one that was in the oil leak in 2010, I think it was, in the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America, if you want to call it that. But some of these jobs are dangerous as well, and few people want to do them, and few people want to get their hands dirty. And I think we need to acknowledge that these are jobs that we need to value, or at least value the people who do the jobs, and realize that not everyone wants to do it, and we need these people. I'm trying to think of other jobs that require special people to do it, and not everyone wants to do it. The people in the military. They go to the military, sure, by it's their choice. Everyone chooses in this place, the job that they want to do. And they put themselves in harm's way as well. The police, firefighters. You can name a whole bunch of people who definitely put themselves in harm's way. And without them, society would completely and utterly crumble. And I don't know where this place would be without these types of people. And I applaud them for doing these jobs. And it's a thankless job in many ways. I'm sure there's many other jobs out there that we need to acknowledge and say that they're of high importance. And maybe you can name a few in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.